So what should we discuss today?
I think you have those things, right, to communicate your experiential, you have written something.
Okay, you want to go through that?
Shama, Dhamma, Shat, Sampatti. Around that you have some 40 items, right? Or 60. I don't know.
Vairagya, only for Vairagya. Yeah.
Vairagya.
I'm only talking about Vairagya.
Has not reached others.
If I have to reach others, then it is going to be a long...
This itself, people say, is a lifetime activity.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask a question. So let's see whether we all are capable of Vairagya in the first place. This I got it this morning, somewhere 1 hour ago. So there is a drum of around 6 feet. Okay, big drum, and that drum is filled with ghee, which is very cold, okay, and very thick, and that whole drum is filled with that, and there is a wick which you can light.
Filled with what, Vilas? I missed that.
Ghee, tuppa.
Ghee.
Okay, but that is solid, not liquid one. So it's completely solidified, and there is a wick from the below that drum to the top. So a person lights that the wick. So now you have a candle kind of experience. Now, how many days you think that candle or that light is going to last?
Till the ghee is there.
So how it is around 6 feet. And
How many days, huh?
how many days? Just guess.
Diameter of the
Diameter is 4 times a human being size. A normal human being. So let's take half of the room. Half of a room means around, let's say,
4 feet diameter.
4 feet diameter, yes. 6 feet height and 4 feet width.
1 year, say 1 year.
Okay, 1 year or more.
It will be definitely more than 1 year.
Yes, so what it is if you are going to refill it every 4 hours? What do you think will happen?
Every 4 hours you will refill only equivalent to how much it is burnt.
Yes, so
Say,
correct. So if you know,
it is maybe 100 ml, 200 ml, like that.
correct. Otherwise, it is going to spill over, right?
Mm.
Okay, good. So every 4 hours you are filling. So what happens to the duration, unless something doesn't happen, like the wind cutting it off or something falling and cutting that light? If that is not there, how long you think it is going to survive?
What, that wick
Yeah, that lamp.
lamp?
I'm filling the ghee every 4 hours.
If you keep on filling, as long as the drum is in good shape, it will go on
It will
lighting.
go on. Yes.
But that wick will have some life.
Yes, wick will have some life. So even though you are filling up that liquid or that ghee, not liquid, ghee, it has some life. So we cannot stay forever. Right?
Mm.
Okay. In this simile, what is karma here?
Karma is ghee.
Karma is ghee. Okay. Any other?
Refilling.
Refueling? No, that is not karma.
So what is burning? So it is
The consciousness is burning that. So let me give you that one answer at least.
yeah. Consciousness is burning. What is getting burnt? It's using the ghee. The wick is getting burnt.
Yes. So what is the wick representing here?
It represents the physical body which has got the limitation of being used and burnt.
Okay.
And as Lata said, ghee is the karma, meaning we keep doing it, we keep replenishing it. Ghee is the karma. And as you said, consciousness is the one which is burning it. That is, and the light that is coming out is the ojas that is expended from the body.
Right. Okay. Not perfectly right, it's okay. So shall I give the answer?
Yes.
The drum is the karma. The ghee, what is putting is the four elements: Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo. Okay. And the consciousness is the one which is making it exhaust by using it. And you keep on eating food, once as breakfast, once as lunch, once as dinner. So you keep on refueling it. The advantage with that simile is that you cannot feel more than the karma or that drum. Whereas the disadvantage for us is that we are feeling more than what the initial karma is, that is prarabdha karma. Because we don't know how much we have filled to come here. Okay. And this light is there depending upon the wick. And the wick is the individual consciousness called as Atma. It can't stay for long. It is dependent on conditions. So as soon as the condition does not match, no matter how much ghee you fill there, it's not going to survive. Similarly, the body, if you stop eating...
What is the condition?
Conditions are all kind of relationships what we have put from beginning till now are the condition.
Now, if you equate it, the synonym, the condition for the wick is it has to have the length.
Yes, it has to have the length, it has to a particular size.
Which keeps on diminishing, something which keeps on diminishing.
Yes.
But there is the Atma diminishing?
The
so
Atma,
isn't it?
the individual is diminishing. So you call it as because there is nothing called as an individual. So you believe that there is an individual. Because wick represents as though the wick is the one which is lighting it.
Yeah, actually, can we also say this wick is the life, that one particular life? So then you would have put another wick, so it's another life.
Yes, that is absolutely, I was coming to that, you're right.
So it means it is equated to a physical body, right? Because life means what? As long as that one body stays, is life. So if we are putting, the Atma is going into the other body. So if you put the wick as Atma, then the Atma is nowhere after that. The wick is actually the physical body because you are putting a new wick there.
Well, if you physically take it like that, then this simile doesn't work out well. You leave that simile aside for a time being and you look at your own body, then you will come to see. The body is for 5 elements. Okay. The reflected consciousness is like that wick. It is reflecting because of the actual consciousness. And it treats itself as myself. And the stay in that is dependent on the karma, which it has already accumulated. So it will stay irrespective of the petrol or fuel which is being filled up every 4 hours, but it is getting diminished. The physical body is getting diminished day by day, irrespective of the food being taken. So after some time, this reflected consciousness will move away. And reflected consciousness is called Chidabhasa. In some it is called Atma. In some it is called a Chitta. Then some it is called as Manas. Or put whatever name, adjectives to that. But that's all what it is. So the Vairagya here is to look at this equation, that the physical body can never be retained at all, which we are seeing. Otherwise, the age what we are having is for the body. Okay. Now the Chidabhasa is staying there due to condition. The condition is provided by the karma, due to samskaras. So the more the samskaras, the more the karmas, and then the vasanas are there, and they keep on investing itself. So creating more fuel and more lighting element to be there. So from one body, that Chidabhasa moves to another body, called a Jiva. So the example what came to my mind is something similar to that, but you cannot physically put like that, because then it loses the entire story itself. So we can take the actual one. The physical body is 4 elements, just like the ghee what is being put there, and the stay of that 4 elements is dependent on the karma. So it's very fast, it keeps on changing. So today we might be healthy, tomorrow it shows it is unhealthy, again it is healthy, again unhealthy, and all of that. The mind which we are talking about is the Chidabhasa, because it has the Chitta, and also it is called Atma, or whatever you want to call that as. So that also keeps on changing. The mind keeps on changing as the events unfolds. But the witness consciousness, which is witnessing all of this, has got nothing to do with this Chidabhasa. Okay, it is just consciousness. Ishvara is just witnessing. It has got nothing to do with what happens to this individual soul, even though it has the same amsha of that consciousness. So now, where should we apply Vairagya? That's the question. What do you think? Where should we apply? Or the question should be asked is there a need for Vairagya in the first place?
There is a need so that we don't put more karma.
No, as that is correct. That is theoretically true. But do I feel the urge for Vairagya?
There is an urge for Vairagya, yes.
Okay. What about the other two?
Vairagya Vairagya is very much required. If you attach, you will be there only. Then detachment is important. Detachment possible through Vairagya.
Right. So I agree on that point, but is there an urge that I should have this Vairagya now? Because I don't know when that light is going to go off. This assumption I'm making that at 60 or 70 or whatever age I will take Vairagya is thinking that I will be available till then. What if my body is not capable? What if I myself is not there? How do I achieve Vairagya?
Vairagya is the only tool through which you can come out of this.
No, that is correct. But
karma.
I fully agree with you that with Vairagya you can come out of karma. But do I really see the necessity or the urge that I need to take Vairagya? Or I need to get into Vairagya?
Okay. Now the question is based on your that mindset. It will pull both sides. Initially, it will pull Balastavat Krida Sakta, like that. It will pull to, during that age, you have something interesting for you. So it will pull that side. But when your mind is matured, you have seen some life, then automatically start thinking, what is this? Everything is temporary in nature. It will start now, you start thinking other side, that Vairagya is good and it is required for you. But every day you will have this janjata. One side it will pull you to samsara, other side it will pull you to Vairagya. And pull is there. Now the mind, it has to take a decision. Sometimes it takes a decision also. The real Vairagya is like a normal sannyasi Vairagya, that means fully convinced when you are in the mind is cool. Other Vairagya is only for Uttara Nimittam. Temporary, you did not get what you wanted, suddenly you got some big shock, somebody died and all that, then temporary Vairagya comes, it again goes away. Again you will be back to samsara. So Vairagya is must, and that urge is there. It is there, at least with me it is there.
Then how do you implement it?
Vairagya implementation is through practicing it. Practicing is nothing but in day-to-day life. Day-to-day life is, don't get into moha. When you have no moha, naturally you will be Vairagya. First is slowly learn to detach. Then move towards Vairagya. It cannot happen overnight, Vairagya, because our mind is already trained to follow something, and you have to train to follow the Vairagya. It's like, daily I am now having coffee 3 times a day. To reduce 3 to 2, that is sort of a Vairagya now. Okay, I should not attach to coffee. And for that you have to train. Overnight, not possible.
So the verse number 7 of Bhajagovindam, what you said. So, Balastavas Kridasaktah Tarunastavas Taruni Saktah Vruddhastavas Chintagrastah Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktah. It means nobody will ever get the chance. So how do you think, with what you explained, he is going to do that?
It is like, when you tie a stone to thread and then you just move around. Okay, with the force, it is still connected to your hand. So called that karma is the keep happening. For that, you have to cut it. How you can cut it? If you keep on rotating, by then you feel that this samsara is sufficient, and then that the thread will become thinner and thinner and thinner. When it reaches, now it cannot connect, it will just break and that stone will go away from this cycle. So you have to continuously rotate, practice.
No, my question is not on that. You are talking about how it should be done. I am saying why we don't do it. I am coming to the
Why we don't do it? It is simple. We are of samsara.
Because you don't feel it is urgent.
That's all what it is. What you are saying is something different.
That is what I wanted to tell Vilas, that it is still in the want stage. It has not got to the need stage. The moment it goes to the need stage, there will be that urgency.
Correct.
Correct.
Still in the want stage. For me, it is still in want stage. I want it, and I am also fighting with myself why I am not pushing it to the need stage. But then it is that change that is required. Only then you can cut the maya of relationships. So that need is not felt, and of course we are putting it under duty, meaning we are camouflaging it as a part of, I am doing my duty, be doing all these things is what I keep telling myself. But I think it is a question of pushing it from want to need.
Yes. So
I think the need is a perfect answer.
So the thing why we don't do it is we believe in tomorrow. That's all what it is.
Correct. We believe in time axis.
That's all. So if you leave tomorrow, you will do it now.
That is a perfect answer.
That's all what it is. So it is not about explaining how this works. No. Why we don't do it is because we know the fuel is there. We know that the drum is there. We know the light is there. So it will be there. What's the urgency?
We think we know. Actually, the truth is only we think we know, but we don't know. That is what I was telling Lata when I was discussing with her. See, tomorrow I am not there. I know all things will go on as usual without any, not that anybody is going to stop eating, not that anybody is going to stop working. The rest of the mankind is going to go as usual. But somehow you feel you make that difference. So as long as you are there, you feel you make that difference. And since you don't know how long you are there, you feel that is eternity. So we think we know that this lamp is burning. We think we know that the wick is burning. The moment we know that, that is why I told Lata also, if we understand death, the moment we understand death, we will be able to easily go into Vairagya. But the point is, we don't understand death in its true sense.
Yes, and what I said of tomorrow is there in Bhajagovindam verse 11. Ma kuru dhana jana yavana garvam harate nimeshat kalat sarvam maya mayamidam akhilam hitva brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. So we have all of this. He says do not, but we are doing it. Because there is tomorrow. So can you live today without tomorrow?
Why do we want tomorrow in our mind? It comes.
What's that?
No, we always think that tomorrow.
Correct.
Tomorrow my life can be better. I want to enjoy tomorrow. So why that comes into mind?
Because
We should say that today is over every day. Over means when you go to sleep, it is perfectly chiranidra.
no, the thing is like this. But is that you have memory, smriti, and you have vikalpa, imagination, and you have measurement, pramana, and we have viparyaya, hallucination, and we have nidra. All of this causes you to believe that there was yesterday, there is today, and there is tomorrow. When the truth is none of them is there. So you are already in Vairagya. It is the mind's obsession of not being in Vairagya, that's all.
Can I say like this? See, you are going to dream stage and finally Nidra stage. Who brings you back? Because already you dissolved everything. Your manas is dissolved, your body is dissolved, and you yourself is there. Maybe it's in ignorance, that's right. That now who brings you back? Because it's already disconnected.
You are back because of karma. There is no you to be back. The person who went to sleep is not the same person who wakes up every day.
It is like one more birth next day.
Yeah, it is. And that get camouflaged by pramana viparyaya vikalpa nidra smritaya. See, but the thing is, if you take your photographs from your childhood, can you remember anything of that? Or can you go back to anything of that? You cannot go back, you can only remember.
Yes, only memory, nothing else.
So your body is changed, your mind is also changed. So there is nothing you being there. You are just a witness to both of them. So the consciousness exists. That's all what it is. There is no
So
yesterday.
next day morning when you wake up, you are gifted with the new body.
You are gifted with new body. You are gifted with new mind. Or rather, you are taking your new body, new mind based upon the karma.
So karma is keeping me alive. The moment karma ends, you don't have to do anything. The moment karma ends, you are back to your destination, original place.
When the karma,
Correct.
yes, when you exhaust the karma, there is no new life. If you don't exhaust the karma, then you are going to have new life based upon whatever is the strongest karma which appears at that point in time.
Okay, let me put it this way. So in this life, I don't do anything. Grace of God, I have something to eat, like animal. I go to forest somewhere, I just eat, and karma is exhausted. When the karma is exhausted, the body is over. Can I get moksha? I have no knowledge of anything like moksha. But in this scenario, what happens?
If you leave raga, dvesha, moha, irrespective of whether you're an educated person or uneducated person, that doesn't matter. If you are able to erase out raga, dvesha, moha, then you will get moksha because there is no fuel.
Yeah, correct. See, you don't have any desire. You are perfectly like one prasasam only I'm talking about. By mistake, you are in the forest, and you are in the forest, you are getting some fruits to eat and to live. And then in Sulyana, near my place, one person has lived like that, I think 37 years. He was in the forest with no desire, nothing. Finally, they brought him back. That's a different thing. This has happened just last year. So, is it something like karma is slowly exhausted and then afterwards nothing?
Yes, the karma, irrespective of whether he does like that or not, it gets exhausted. The only thing he has done is that not to add new karma.
Yeah, that is right. That I understood.
Yes.
I'm talking about the karma. Is it in one life all the karma will be exhausted, or there is something more for next life also?
It
or
is
when
not,
you take birth as a human being?
No, it is not like that. If you
How
don't,
can we exhaust karma without doing anything?
no,
You are going through that tough situation, na? Good or bad?
see, you are doing
No,
karma.
no, you decided to stay in the forest. So if that is your karma, you could only do that only if that is your karma, right?
No, you're exhausting your karma. You had some karma, you're exhausting that karma. If you get a good food, nice food, it is punya. If you don't get your hunger for about say 2 days, 3 days, which you cannot withstand, that is because of papa karma phala. So when your body comes to an end, by that time, my question is it that all karma is exhausted or there is one more birth? Ragadvesha is not doing anything. Okay, simply is living there.
We thought moksha is easy if you don't do anything, right?
No, that is the toughest one. Going to forest and living, what I'm talking is the toughest thing.
Living, yes, but if all of us were living like that, if a group of us were living like that, it would be very easy, right? No, but I have never heard, meaning you don't do anything, your karma gets exhausted and then you are eligible for moksha is not something which...
No, actually, that is the teaching of Vilas, my understanding. My understanding, yeah. No, my understanding of Vilas is don't do anything itself is, that means you are not attached anywhere.
That depends on what is your mind.
Yeah,
Even if you are in the forest, what is your mindset at that point? Even if, like maybe for example, if you don't get anything to eat and you are feeling hungry, so what is there in your mind at that point of time? So if you are able to keep the mind that way, that is what not externally what is happening, but internally what is happening is what defines whether you get moksha or not moksha. So my viewpoint is how many number of lives we get, we will not be able to exhaust the karma because we do not even know what karmas we have accumulated for millions and millions of lives. I don't know. So initially I was thinking that we have to burn and take everything out, and then I was thinking it is an impossible thing. Then from what Vilas teaching I understood is we have to, it is like a pointer you do in programming, right? So now that pointer is connected to that karma, so you have to cut that pointer. So that is how you can get moksha, is what my interpretation is.
Very
because
correct.
I don't see any way that we can exhaust, because I was in that wild goose chase some time back. I was thinking, okay, let me find out what are my vasanas and then let's see, try to exhaust it. Then I look at it and you study yourself, then you find that it is not possible to be done. Then I thought, okay, it is impossible. Then it's when I understood it this way. Then then it is possible here and now. That statement will become correct. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Okay, so to answer to this question, but I think you have not understood the 15th chapter correctly. It is like somebody studying or understanding all the leaves of that Ashwata Vriksha. Yasya Paranamsi, that is, each of the leaf is knowledge. So what you can do is, you cannot do study of each one of those leaf and try to exhaust it. It is not possible. Not one life. Even if you get Shatakoti life, it is not possible. Because you will be adding new leaves to the old ones. So that is the reason Krishna compares that to an Ashwata Vriksha. Okay. What you are supposed to do is to have asanga, that is detachment. Not about whether you go to a forest or you go here or you go there or whatever. You have to cut the relationships in the mind. Then the karma will immediately stop, because you are doing only kriya, not karma. So the 3rd and 4th chapter, he explains particularly what he is trying to say. The karma sannyasa yoga and karma yoga talks about what is karma and what is akarma. So he says a yogi is one who is doing akarma in karma and karma in akarma. What it really means here is, is that in relationships, in transaction world, when we say world, it's a transaction. Husband, wife, child, student, employee, employer, all are the same. There's no difference. In that transactionary world, you have akarma. Don't do karma. Just do kriya. Don't do karma. and do karma in akarma, meaning to say that you do karma related to liberation, that is cutting the tree of samsara. So you have to do two things. You have to cut the relationships in your mind, not physically. There are some people who physically try cutting it, it is not possible. In your mind, you cut the relationship because they are false. You have seen it is anitya, so it is false. Then you go towards which is real. The real is only Atman or Brahman. Set relationship there. So you have to do karma there, stop karma here. So it's not about sitting silently in one place, your karma will get exhausted. The idea is not to exhaust the karma. The idea is not to get karma phala. Simple. Meaning, you keep it in the seed form, it will not sprout. If you give the proper environment, like putting it in ground and putting water and all that, it is going to sprout. So basic aim is punya karma also don't do it, papa karma also don't do it. You become balanced of not having punya karma and papa karma. So when a new life has to be got, you require the karma phala. Either punya karma phala or papa karma phala has to be there. So if there is no phala at all, then there is no way the consciousness can again take shape. So you have exhausted it. That's the meaning of it. It is not that you keep on digging karma and do it. Like there were ascetics and Brahmins in the earlier past also. They used to pluck all their hairs. Even in the current Jainism, they pluck all the hairs of the body, thinking that that is going to destroy the karma. It is not. As many body hairs a person has, those many body hairs he plucks it violently by hand. Then he believes that those many karma have got exhausted. That's not possible. I think there is a deep misunderstanding in this subject of what is karma itself. Karma is accumulation of Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo. 4 elements with Akasha is karma. It comes and sticks with you. So when I see somebody, I call it as wife. It is Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo. I am not liking the consciousness. If I am liking the consciousness, it is very good actually, because it is me who is standing there. That's what I am supposed to see. That is karma, what I am supposed to do. Instead, I am doing a karma of calling the body as my wife. And that is one of the stupidest thing I can ever do. That karma I should stop. I see a person walking and I call that person as my son. Actually, that is consciousness. There is no son there. Because the body, what I am seeing is only 4 elements. And I can see that he is replacing the food every 4 hours. And that person is growing. He is no longer the child which was there in somebody's womb. He is a 21-year-old man. When we say he is a man, how did he become a man? It is just the body which has changed, but consciousness has remained the witness of all the transformation which has gone so far. Am I not doing karma by calling it as a son? Am I not doing a karma by calling every time as a wife? Am I not doing karma by calling myself as a husband and vilas and all of this? This is karma. So I have to do akarma of that. No karma. Just see it as consciousness. Then it doesn't sprout. Because there is no need for a wife. There is no need for a husband. There is no need for anyone, because they all are karmically driven themselves. And hence you are in Vairagya. Hope I could properly put it.
Yeah, so actually, to put it very simply, if you are able to abide in your real self all the time,
Yes.
then you are already done this cutting.
Yes, that is what Asanga Shastrena is all about. You cannot physically go and cut something. That's impossible.
Yeah, so actually, if you are if you have not reached that mature mind state, even if you renounce everything and go physically, all those things will still be there in your mind.
Exactly.
So actually, you are fooling yourself.
Exactly. So some people, a friend of mine, you know what he has done is, he has cut all physical relationships with his brothers and sisters and wife and all that, and yet stays in the same home, and he doesn't do anything. He thought that by not doing anything, he is going to exhaust karma. He is mistaken. He is in fact suffering, but he doesn't want to accept that he is suffering. The relationship cutting has to be done in the mind only, not physically. It's not a physical activity that I go and do something there. No. So, but what you're talking is that going to a forest is a physical activity. Either you go to forest or you go wherever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is, are you not having any relationship in your mind right now? Then you have understood Bhagavad Gita correctly. Otherwise, you have not.
My understanding is same, no difference. After listening for such a long time, it cannot be different. What I'm telling is, when you are in the middle of so many things around you, that too in the city, that too in the corporate, interacting with many people, you will be keep doing some actions. During these actions, naturally the karma will happen. Now, if you go away, you have see your need. Padma Shri has used that word, need. Need and want is very, very important here. If you think that need, yes, you have met your need. Now you are trying to, what you are trying to do, this is sufficient for me. Let me be away. Not necessarily that in the middle of the thick forest. I'm talking about the environment of the forest. That means you are away from these people and all that. So when you have people, interaction will start and karma will be, you will keep on doing karma only. So when you are away from people, then naturally your mind is Vanaprastha equivalent I'm talking about.
Correct.
You are happy, everything is fine, you are detached. And then if you are there for long, my question is, when you, during your death, whether everything is, this karma, is it disconnected?
Yes, it is.
From you,
yes,
from samsara?
Yes,
that was the question.
Yes, it
Other
is.
not about understanding a chapter or something. That is not a big issue for me right now, for understanding that level. My question is, the methods, what kind of method will help us?
Yeah, the method here is, but number one is that vitta has to be stopped. Once you have sufficient, that creates maximum amount of karma. So you have to stop. Okay, and that's the reason they made 50 as a mandatory to go into Vanaprastha ashrama. If you want to apply the Manu way of living, then 50th year you have to head to Vanaprastha ashrama. The reason being that deprivement makes you see what the problem was. So now that we all have earned enough, learned enough about corporate and this and that, there's no point in fooling ourselves. So we can call it a day and over. So 50% of your problem got over. Then comes the next 50% of the problem. When we have a good physical body and a good reflecting mind, which will remain until 60-65 years, you clear off all the debt which are there in the mind, which is relationships. So you come out of raga, dvesha and moha, which are the primary contact points in the mind. So one, quitting the job, two, slowly cutting the relationships in the next 25 years from 50 to 75, assuming that the person is going to die at 75, then there is no longer any fuel for him to get another life doing the same thing. That is possible. It need not
Because
be.
my childhood experience is, when I was going to that school in Kanakkamma, you know that place, I think,
Yeah.
No, you was in Dyalsur, Kanakkamma other side. Okay. And there was one teacher, I remember. That teacher Night time he used to go to forest, cut this rosewood and sell it. He used to make money. Only I came to know recently about that. Daytime, that guy, he used to beat all these students. I was in the 6th standard. I remember that. And I also got beating from him. I don't know for what. Then I decided not to go to school. I was in the forest for 3 months. Morning going, be there in the forest, come back home. Even at home also, they were not. They didn't know that I'm in the forest. On fine day, came to know through my sister. But about 3 months, I was just sitting in the middle of the forest. I was there morning till evening, 9 o'clock till 4:30 or so. When that school bell rings, then I used to get that. Then I also go home like a normal student. I have managed 3 months. I was just, I can recall each and every moment what I used to do there. Simply sit the morning till evening doing nothing. I had a fear of that teacher, but I was thinking, this is enough for me. Let me discontinue school. But again, I lost 1 year by not going to school. So those moments when I say what I used to do there, I had no clue of any spirituality. That is the age of, I think, 6th standard. Few days back, I was going through my this one memory, and I used to recall that. So if that is needed, I can definitely do that even now, because that confidence is there because of that childhood I have done it. Around my place, go somewhere, be there, do meditation, do whatever, morning till evening, and come back home. When you come back, you do whatever minimum need. You do only your need. That means you don't have to give donation to any temples or anything. You don't have to get into any social activities. No need to attend any functions. No need to interact with the people. With the minimum things you manage. But you can disconnect, because in your mind even samsara will not be there. If you have, you will be problem, right? No desire, nothing. What is the minimum things you have to do for your samsara? Do that, because you have some role to play. Play that role to the minimum possible extent. I was just thinking that when I was discussing with you today.
Yeah, that is good to do. See, the thing is like this, but what profession we are going to do, what studies we are going to do has got nothing to do with spirituality. Okay.
Yes.
It is something totally different. So I can be learning, I might be learned, I might be earning in millions or not earning at all. That has got nothing to do with what the opportunity is there for me to exhaust the karma. And all of that which has come out very well is also part of karma. Okay, now the objective is to exhaust the karma so that we don't get new karmas. So that being the case, we cannot go and look at each one of the leaf and see which is a good Veda and which is not a good Veda. Okay, it cannot be done. That's what Krishna says. Irrespective of what it is giving you, you cut it. Then you are liberated, meaning then your karmas are exhausted. That's all what it is. So we need to have the Vairagya in order to get into cutting that tree. The major hurdle in cutting the tree is tomorrow.
What I understood is that when you reach your age, now your next generation, they are able to manage on their own. Now you don't get into giving them either advice or anything. They know how to manage. If they ask, yes, then you can always give advice. Otherwise, they know how to manage.
Correct.
You be on your own. And even transaction, the money transaction, what you do, just you cut it, because they will manage. Hand over your home key to the next generation. keep whatever is required for you to live, because then you should not have dependence. That will be a worry for you.
Correct.
Keep it. Then don't have any desires. Disconnect. This is what I have understood as a vanaprasthashama. After our working is required till then. But after that, vanaprasthashama understanding is that if possible, if it is a village, they try to have a small hut nearby only home, because they will feed you food and all that, because till then you have taken care of them. Now they will take care of you without any issue. But you are not a burden for them. If in the city, also something very similar. You can be in one room, do whatever you think that you should do with respect to this, and don't get into pushing your ideas on others.
Correct. So the thing is like this.
So you are then now you are not burden to anybody. Now you are not a burden to the whole world.
Yes, that is what the 12th chapter talks about, that you are not creating problem for yourself, nor yourself or to the world, or the world is not creating any problem to you. So the 40 qualities, 2 of these qualities have to be developed.
Yeah, that means, can I assume that you are spending time with yourself?
Yes.
You are not spending time with others. Maybe reading books is okay. You are getting some knowledge.
Yes.
But otherwise, you are spending maximum time with you only.
Yes, that's what we need to do. That is self-realization.
And it is not very complicated, spending time with you. Only thing is very tough to practice, because the nothingness is there. Now we are not used to that.
Exactly. So if we were to implement that, I and Lata have 1 year. You both have already crossed that age. So it is up to us what we want. That's the reason I've kept on asking, what is your goal? Because without
my goal is that, Vilas. My goal is that. Disconnect to the maximum extent.
Yes, so then it has to be done. It has to be done without tomorrow. Then you will really do it. Otherwise, we are fooling ourselves with tomorrow. And that's a practice. See, for this practice, you require whole day, I'm telling you. I am putting my whole day on this.
Yes, that I understand.
And then only I'm able to get some visions. Otherwise, it will not come. I'll be fooling myself by reading books and literature and all that, and that is good. I'm not saying that is not at all good, but that doesn't help me in experiencing. It's just an reality as indicated in the book or as indicated by some translator. Or I might watch YouTube videos of Sarvapriyananda or some other Ananda, and I feel very happy that how he has explained. But that is not my experience at all. Yes, it has a punya it has a very punya karma being developed there. It's good. Then watching a movie or a teleserial or a teledrama which talks about how you can do something in the samsara. Here you are learning how you can disconnect from samsara, which is better. So it's all punya. But that doesn't help in realization. So the step-by-step approach is cut the bare minimum, or keep the bare minimum, cut the abundance. First thing. If you are well settled, your children are settled, everything is working, and there's nothing you need to do about it, call it a day. Over. Whether you're getting laurels or you're getting a company is going to close down without you, it's okay. You have to cut that. That is asanga. Because the more sangha is going to happen when you go to office, which is not required now because you already have abundance. 50% of the problem is gone. Then comes another 50% of the problem. Now I cannot do it in one shot. Okay, take sabbatical. try out with this works for you. If you are not able to get Vairagya even after sabbatical, then you know that this life is not meant for you to do Vairagya, so you can join back to work, enjoy. So what we are trying to do is we are trying spiritual and material at the same time. That will not work. Advantage with Arjuna we don't have. Arjuna went for a 14-year Vanavasa. There he learned lot of things. We have never gone in Vanavasa at all. So we have only one Shastra which can be used is job, if we are comfortable in life. If we have earned a good amount of money to take care of our future and the children are well settled, they don't require us, nor we require them in the way it was when they were young, then it is a good opportunity to cut it off. So the question now comes, can we do that? If the answer is yes, then Vairagya is next. The answer is no, then there is no Vairagya. Now, there is another way of doing it. Okay, I still go to the job, but I will not take it, internalize it. Yes, that is also possible. For that, you need to work all 24 hours on that, so that at any point in time, you are not taking garbage home. Not 24 hours, 12 hours till you end your job. You should just play it like a movie, or like a surgeon who has gone to a hospital and is doing various kind of operations, and he will discard his dress in that operation room, throw off gloves and all that what he has worn. He takes bath, washes, gets rid of all the impurities and comes home. That's all. So the company has to be taken in that way, totally impersonal. So you should not take any any project seriously. You should not do anything seriously. You pretend to be seriously working, but internally you are laughing at how things are progressing. You do your work seriously. Absolute seriousness should be there. But internally you are carefree. If you can do that, that is what Krishna is teaching through Karma Yoga. Just do your karma. Don't do anything else. But with sannyasa, karma sannyasa. Okay, so shall we end?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue on Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
I can cover all that I have written, but I felt that Bhajagovindam is much better than what I have written. And you all have gone through Bhajagovindam. That should give you Vairagya.
What is that? There's something called Vairagya Shatakam. I heard that name. Who has written that? It's the same thing?
I don't know. I have also heard about it, but I don't know who has written that.
That is by Bhartrhari.
Good.
Not that I know anything more about that. I don't know.
At least you know who is the author. Good.
I only know who is the author.
Yeah.
General knowledge portion of it, I know.
Very good. Okay, then we'll meet up tomorrow. Okay then.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.